Hello everyone. I hope you all are fine and must be doing your homework properly. Students, in previous class you have learned about the Rashtrakutas and Pal rulers who came into power in North India between 750 CE to 1000 CE. You saw many qualities among the rulers of these kingdoms. They were great warriors, they were art lovers, scholars, they were religious tolerant, and they promoted art and craft. Today, we are also going to study about such kingdom which arose in India during this period, and that kingdom was Pratiharas. Pratihara rulers were basically known as Gujara Pratiharas as they originate in Gujarat region. The founder of Pratihara Empire was Naga Bhatta I, the greatest and the most famous ruler of this dynasty was Mihir Bhoj. Students, dynasty means lineage of the rulers of the same family. King Mihir Bhoj conquered Kannauj around 836 CE. These rulers were continuously engaged in wars which made Pratihara rulers weak. Finally, this great Pratihara kingdom broke into a number of smaller kingdoms. Five main kingdoms which emerged from Pratihara Empire were the Chauhans of Rajasthan, Chauhan rulers who ruled over Rajasthan. Second, Garhwals of Kannauj. Garhwals ruled over present Uttar Pradesh and Bihar region. Solankis of Gujarat. Solanki rulers ruled over Gujarat. Parmaras of Malwa. These Parmara rulers ruled over Malwa area of Madhya Pradesh. Chandels of Bundelkhand. Chandel rulers ruled over Madhya Pradesh. Okay, let's discuss the qualities of these Pratihara rulers. These rulers were so brave. They were great warriors. They fought many battles with Pals and Rashtrakutas. They were so brave that they stopped Arab invasions for nearly 300 years. Students, in ancient and medieval period, the only way to enter in India was the western part of our country. Foreign people used this land route to enter in our country. So this was the only way, that is the area of Punjab, Rajasthan and Gujarat, from where foreign invaders attacked on our country. This powerful Pratihara empire stopped invasions of these foreign invaders for nearly 300 years, which was a great positive thing for our country. Like Rashtrakutas and Pals, these Pratihara rulers were also supporter of art and literature. King Mihir Bhoj himself was a well-known scholar. Regional languages, local languages like Marathi, Gujarati, Oriya were developed during their rule. These rulers built many beautiful temples like Khajuraho, Kanchipuram, Tanjore, Puri, Konark. These temples are mostly rock cut temples. The art of miniature painting was also started during this period. Students, miniature painting is very detailed and very small sized painting which is made for books or albums. Okay, miniature painting is very small sized painting. Next topic is tripartite struggle. Tripartite means done by three parties. So, tripartite struggle is the struggle between three parties, and these three parties who involved in the struggle were Rashtrakutas, Pals, and Pratiharas. Now, the question is, why were these parties continuously engaged in wars? What were the reasons behind these battles? These parties were engaged in wars to possess, to get Kannauj. Kannauj is a place located in present Uttar Pradesh. What was special about this place, Kannauj, that everybody wanted to control over it? This place was located, actually, this place is located in northern plains of India, and the land is very fertile, which could provide enough food grain to them to fulfill their food requirements. This is the first reason they wanted to overcome Kannauj. Second reason is it was located on Ganga trade route, and this route was connected to Silk Route. Silk Route, the route from which silk was sent from China to Europe. This place was strategically and economically very important. So each of the three empires succeeded in occupying Kannauj in turns. They all got this Kannauj turn by turn. They all were almost at par in military strength, means their military strength was almost same or equal. These continuous wars made them weak, and finally these empires disintegrated into many small kingdoms. Next topic is Rajputs. Around 9th century, the whole North India was divided into many small kingdoms. The power of the Rashtrakuts, the Pals, and the Pratiharas ended almost at the same time. During 10th century, three developments took place in medieval India. First was North India came into close contact with Western and Central Asia, the countries like Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arab, etc. Second, most of the kingdoms in North India came under the rule of Rajputs. Most of the Rajput kings were continuously engaged in wars with one another. Finally, these continuous wars weakened these rulers, and there was political instability in North India everywhere. The Turks, the people of Turkey, got opportunity of this situation, and they started invading India. The Rajputs played very important role in medieval India. They were famous for their bravery. There is no clarity about the origin of Rajputs. We don't know Rajputs, what was the origin, from where they come. But the word meaning of Rajput is son of a Raja. But all the Rajputs were not son of the king. They all did not belong to royal families. Many Rajput families trace their origin to sun or moon, and thus they were known as Suryavanshi or Chandravanshi. Some historians believe that Rajputs are descendant of foreign tribes who had settled in India. It is also believed that the main four clans. Students, clan means group of people who had common chieftains, whose chiefs were common. The main four clans of Rajputs were born from fire altars. Fire altars means you can say Havan Kund. Okay. Four main clans of Rajputs were born from Havan Kund, fire altars. Hence, they were also known as Agni Kulas. And these Rajputs who were Agni Kulas were Parmars, Pratiharas, Chauhans, and Chalukyas. There were about 36 clans of Rajputs, means there were 36 groups of Rajputs. Chauhan dynasty enjoys a special place of prestige. Among these, all Rajputs means the reputation of Chauhan dynasty was very special. The Chauhan kings ruled over Gujarat and parts of Rajasthan. Prithvi Raj Chauhan was the most powerful king among Chauhan rulers. He came to throne in 1177 CE. He became a king in 1177 CE. He made many conquests. Conquest means he won many battles. He also checked the advances made by Muhammad Ghori of Ghor, Afghanistan, by defeating him in the Battle of Tarain. And Tarain is the place near Bhatinda. Muhammad Ghori, he came from Ghor. This is the place in Afghanistan, and he attacked on our country. And this is the person, Prithvi Raj Chauhan, who defeated him in the first battle of Tarain. Even today, Prithvi Raj Chauhan remains a hero of many folk tales of India. Chand Bardai composed an epic poem, Prithvi Raj Raso, in which he narrated the stories of his bravery and heroism. Do you know Jaichand, the king of Kannauj? You know, Kannauj is a place in UP. And this Jaichand was enemy of Prithvi Raj Chauhan. So, Jaichand held a swayamvar for his daughter Sanyukta. He did not invite Prithvi Raj Chauhan because Prithvi Raj Chauhan was his enemy. But he placed the statue of Prithvi Raj Chauhan in the position of a doorkeeper in his court in order to insult him. The princess of Kannauj rejected all the princes assembled. The princess Sanyukta rejected all the princes who were present in the court of Jaichand, and he placed the garland around the statue's neck. Means she chose Prithvi Raj Chauhan as her husband. Before the courtiers realized what had happened, Prithvi Raj, who had been hiding close by, sprung up and rode away with the princess. Okay? Prithvi Raj Chauhan was not invited by Jaichand, but he was there and he was hidden. When he saw that the princess had chosen him as her husband, he immediately came out and take the princess away with him. Students, the struggle for supremacy and constant infighting created disunity and enmity among the Rajputs. Okay, Rajputs became enemies of each other, and there was a situation of disunity between them, and this in this situation the Muslim rulers got opportunity to attack on our country. They were attracted towards India, and in such situations, these Rajput rulers were failed to join hands with each other to defend our country from these foreign invaders. Okay, hence, these Turks or Arabs were successful to rule over our country. Students, that's all for today. Today we learnt about Pratihara rulers, tripartite struggles, and some Rajput rulers. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.